Welcome to Storied Audio. Megan used to be the kind of woman who filled a room without trying. Warm laugh, bright eyes, always the first to say yes to dinner, to a weekend trip, to anything that meant being around people she loved. Then came the accident. The scar along the right side of her face wasn't grotesque, but to her it felt like a billboard announcing everything she'd lost. Confidence. Ease. The ability to look someone in the eye without wondering what they saw first, her or the mark. So she stopped trying, stopped dating, stopped showing up. Her world shrank to her apartment, her job, and the handful of people she couldn't quite push away. When the wedding invitation arrived, cream envelope, gold lettering, Claire's handwriting, Megan stared at it for a long time before texting the only answer she could imagine giving. "I can't come. I'm sorry." Claire called immediately. "Megan, no. Absolutely not. You're coming. And you're not going alone. I don't need a date. You're not getting a date. You're getting company. My brother's friend Weston. He's a good guy. You two will get along great." "Claire, please. Just try." Megan sighed, rubbing the scar with her fingertips. "Fine." Weston texted the next day. "Hi, Megan. Claire said we're wedding buddies. Want to meet for coffee, so we're not strangers on the big day?" She almost said no, almost backed out. But something about the message, simple, unassuming, made her type sure before she could overthink it. The cafe was warm and quiet, the kind of place where people lingered. Weston was already there, standing when she walked in. Tall, broad-shouldered, handsome in a way that made her stomach twist. She turned her face slightly as she greeted him, instinctively hiding the scar. He noticed, she could tell, but he didn't stare, didn't flinch, didn't ask. Instead, he smiled. "Megan, it's really nice to meet you." And somehow it felt true. They talked for an hour. Then, two. He was funny, thoughtful, easy to be around. He didn't treat her like she was fragile or broken. He treated her like her. For the first time in a long time, she felt normal. The day of the wedding arrived faster than she expected. She stood in her apartment, smoothing the soft blue dress Claire had insisted she buy, heart pounding as she waited for Weston to pick her up. When she opened the door, he froze. Her stomach dropped. "What's wrong?" He shook his head slowly, eyes warm. "You're beautiful. I mean, really beautiful." Heat rushed to her cheeks. She smiled, small, shy, and took his hand. The wedding was perfect. Music, laughter, lights strung across the ceiling like stars. Weston stayed close, not clingy, just present. They danced. They talked with her friends. She caught herself laughing, really laughing for the first time in years. Then she heard it. A woman behind her, whispering to her friend, "It's a shame that handsome man is with her." Her chest tightened. The room blurred. She slipped away before Weston noticed, locking herself in the bathroom as tears spilled down her cheeks. She hated that she still cared. Hated that one comment could undo everything. A soft knock came a minute later. "Megan? It's me." She didn't answer. He opened the door gently, stepping inside. When he saw her face, his expression softened, not with pity, but with something fierce and protective. "Don't let them do that to you," he said quietly. "Don't let people who don't matter decide how you feel about yourself." "She's right," Megan whispered. "You could be with anyone." He stepped closer. "I want to be with you." Her breath caught. "And if anyone has a problem with that," he added, voice low, "they can deal with me." She believed him. That was the terrifying part. He stayed with her until she was ready to go back out. And when she wasn't, he simply took her hand and said, "Then let's leave." After the wedding, he didn't disappear like she feared he would. He showed up at her apartment with takeout, texted her good morning, asked her to walk with him, talk with him, just be with him. And even though she was afraid of being seen, of being loved, of losing everything again, she couldn't say no, because she was falling for him. Hard. When they finally made it official, she called Claire immediately. "I knew it," Claire squealed. "Next we'll plan your marriage." "Slow down," Megan laughed, though her heart fluttered at the thought. Later that night, Weston held her close on her couch, his thumb brushing the scar she once hated. "You know," he murmured, This doesn't make you less beautiful. It just makes you you. She swallowed hard. You mean a lot to me. He kissed her forehead. You mean everything to me. And for the first time since the accident, Megan believed she could have a future that wasn't defined by fear or shame. A future where someone loved her, not despite her scars, but with them. A future where she could love him back just as fiercely. Megan and Weston built a quiet, beautiful life, one made of slow mornings, shared coffees, and the kind of laughter that comes from feeling completely safe with someone. He kissed her scar every day, not to erase it, but to honor everything she survived. She no longer hid from the world. With him beside her, she stepped into it with confidence she never thought she'd feel again. They traveled, made new friends, hosted dinners, and filled their home with memories. And every night, when he pulled her close, she knew she had finally found a love that felt like home. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.